The strong break from the defending world 9-ball champion E.Strickland, as this evening he goes up against N.Varner in the finals of this year's World 9-Ball Championship. Kim Prince along with Bill Incardona at the Sahara Hotel in Las Vegas. And Bill, E.Strickland stalks a table and he is one shot maker, is he not?
He certainly is, and you referred to the strong break. Well, he's the most explosive player in the world because of that very reason. He has the strongest break in the world. And this isn't particularly the type of a rack that you would like to start a match with. A lot of congestion, right-hand corner of the table. That's a nice shot for the opening shot of the rack. And Earl's certainly glad that shot's over with. Another tester on the 3. He's having a problem finding a place for his bridge hand. If he happens to touch any ball on the table, it's a foul. He doesn't he wants to make sure that doesn't happen. Notice the ball went in the center of the pocket, as most of his shots do. Position on the 6 is the key to the rack.
Very seldom will you see indecision from this man. Sometimes he will run a table in less than 3 minutes.
That's a very interesting point. E.Strickland, in my opinion, has more natural ability than any player I've ever watched play the game. Very intense player at the table. Looks like he may play position for the 8-9 combination here. Oh no, he elected to go into the 8, coming up with a nice shot on the 8 at the upper left-hand corner.
And E.Strickland runs the table in little more than a couple of heartbeats, and he now leads N.Varner 1-0 in this, the final of the World Championships. Right now, E.Strickland has a game in hand and the strongest break in pool. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, he's pocketed 3 balls on the break, like we all saw, and he's at the table with an excellent opportunity to build a lead.
You saw him change cues. He has a special break cue and then this custom-made cue, which might run you $400 or $500 if you want to have one made.
Okay, now position on the 4 ball may be a problem. He has to get entirely down table for suitable position on the 4. Really not much room for error. He has to get all the way down table here.
No.
Well, I heard Earl say no, and I understand why he said no. Scratching in the lower left-hand corner pocket. N.Varner steps to the table with his first opportunity in the match. Okay, now this is a very difficult shot, but he has to come all the way down the table, and controlling the cue ball could be a problem. There's not much area for him to work with down here.
Just a little pumped up, hit it too hard. And he scratches, so now N.Varner will have ball in hand. And our first look at the #1 player in the world.
Now, the 6 ball is at the other end of the table. Nick's got a nice angle on the 4 to go up table toward the 6. He should hit the side cushion. Then run toward the 6.
And so the reserved and quiet N.Varner has himself the first game, as the more outspoken E.Strickland watches on. This is the finals of the World 9-Ball Championships in Las Vegas. We'll be back with Game 3 in a moment. And now Earl Strickland is up 2-1 over Nick Varner. We are joining the action in game number 4.
Oh, now hold it one.
Gets one ball to drop on the break. Does not get a second.
But unlike the semifinals, Earl has come up with the shot. That's the problems the players had in the semifinals. They were pocketing balls, but they weren't able to come up with a shot. Not so here. Earl's going to elect to play the 2 in the side pocket.
Does he get it? Doesn't fall.
I knew I should have drawn that ball. Golly.
Well, it looks like Earl hastily shot the 2, and they hit it too softly. Something that's really uncharacteristic of the way he plays. Okay, if given the choice, you would rather play the 2 in the corner, but he doesn't have that angle, so he's going to have to elect to play the more difficult shot into the side. Well, it didn't work out for him. Varner now has an opportunity at the table.
But Billy hasn't left Varner much of a shot either, has he?
Well, I believe Varner can strike the 2, and he can't. What happened there? I mean,
Just like I said, not much of a shot. So Nick Varner has blinked first in this match and has scratched. So now, after being given a chance by Earl Strickland, Varner returns the favor, and Strickland is back at the table.
yeah, it's a very, very uncommon thing that you're going to see Nick Varner do. He very rarely makes a mistake like that. Earl Strickland at the table. Looks like the 4 ball will be the next ball he'll play position 4, which is under his bridge hand. He'll draw the cue ball back to the center of the table. Now, this next shot coming up is a very interesting one in the respect that he really doesn't have that many pockets to play position for on the 6. I'm kind of curious to see exactly what he does do.
Come on,
He's
now,
opposite of that down table. Executing that particular shot very nicely. Matter of fact, he couldn't have placed the cue ball in a better location. He's starting to get into the rhythm that he enjoys playing in.
Which for pool circles would be supersonic. And so the man who some have compared to John McEnroe for his shot-making abilities as well as being outspoken has taken a 3-1 lead in the finals over Nick Varner.
It's a tough job. Somebody's going to do it. Ball died.
As we rejoin the action, each player has won another 2 games. Strickland still leads 5-3, and he has dropped 4 balls in this rack.
He has an excellent opportunity to widen the gap here, and he looks like he's played himself out of position on the 5.
Oh, boy.
He would like to pocket the 5 in the lower left-hand corner pocket, but that shot isn't as easy as it may appear. Okay, narrowly missing the 5. Varner steps to the table. It doesn't look like he has that good of a shot on the 5. But he does have an option. He can either go for the pocket, playing position on the 6. He's got about a make percentage of about 40% with that shot. But if he locates the cue ball, positions the cue ball behind the 9 to accomplish that, he's looking at about a 97% success rate.
Plays it perfectly.
Okay, now Strickland's going to probably have to kick at the 5 with a lot of speed because this type of a shot, you really have to look to get lucky.
Such an easy out. I don't get out.
Seems to be dwelling over the fact that he missed a 5. But he has to hit this with some speed now, give himself a chance to luck in the 5.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Nick's decision on playing safe on the 5 maybe has given him a chance to win this game. He's looking to see what type of an angle that he needs to come off of that side cushion. He wants to go in between the 7 and 9, playing position for the 6 in the lower left-hand corner pocket.
Strickland had some rhythm going early on, but N.Varner has yet to really establish the kind of rhythm and table layout he'd like. Race to 9, Strickland up 5-3.
He wants to go 2 rails in between the 7 and 9. Well, he ran into the 7 there, Kim, and it looks like he's hooked himself, and he hasn't come up with a shot. Okay, he elected to kick the 6 from behind, sending it up the table. Actually leaving Earl not too good of a shot here. He doesn't have a safety. He's going to probably have to go for the shot. That's his only choice. And he doesn't make it.
Come on, bounce hard. This ball's going to stop.
It's not only going to stop, it's going to come back toward the middle of the table.
Well, he wasn't able to pocket the 6, but it doesn't look like he's left Nick that easy of a shot on the 6. He has an option. He can either cut it into the side or bank it cross-side. There's problems with either shot. I look from the bank, the 6 cross-side, Kim, and playing position on the 7 in the lower right-hand corner pocket. If he plays the 6 directly into the left-hand side, he's going to have to elevate the butt of his cue, diminishing the accuracy of the shot. I'm certainly sure he doesn't want to do that, so it looks like he's going to bank it cross-side. He's about even money to make this bank. Well, he hit it on the short side of the pocket, not cutting it enough.
That's not a good leave.
Strickland comes to the table with a shot, and he just said it's not a good leave. That side pocket may come into play. Controlling the cue ball could be a problem on the shot. Controlling the cue ball was a problem. That's why he elected to play position for the bank cross side. But that wasn't a problem.
And the game to Earl Strickland. We began with 64 players. We are down to the final 2, and Strickland now has a 6-3 lead. And here's a look at that bank shot that Varner missed earlier.
Well, game 9 is the key game of the match up to this point. If Nick was able to pocket the 6 ball cross-side, he would have then come within 1 game of the lead, but he wasn't able to do that. He stumbled twice in game 9. If he goes on to lose this match, he can look back to game number 9.
Strickland with the break. 1 ball, 2 balls. Will he get a third? No.
Okay, he has an option to play the 2 in either the side or the corner. Playing it in the side, he probably won't be able to play position for the 4, so he's going to have to go for the corner. Very long, testy shot. 2 ball, center of the table.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, he made one difficult shot. It was a slow roll at the length of the table. Not a very easy shot. 4 ball in the lower right-hand corner, the 5 ball sitting there in the lower left-hand corner. Elevating.
Oh, no. Oh.
Very nicely done. This is the key shot of the rack. Playing position for the 6. All the work of this rack started off with the 2-ball. And I don't foresee any problems for the remainder of the rack.
Please stop. Boys from North Carolina can't keep an angle.
Boys from North Carolina can't keep an angle. When they shoot as straight as Earl Strickland, they don't really need an angle.
And so Earl Strickland talking to the ball, talking to himself, and N.Varner can only sit and listen. Thank you, Kevin. We rejoin the action now with N.Varner having won Game 11, but Strickland still in the lead, 7-4. First man to 9 wins. Gets a ball in the lower bottom corner pocket.
Well, he pocketed a ball on the break, but he can't even see the one. Looks like he's going to have to push here. And the problem is, where do you push? The 5 and 9, they're tied up kind of like on the other side of the table. But where do you push from this point? That's the problem he's confronted with.
A push, of course, is a free shot after the break where a player does not need to hit either the ball or a rail. And now, as Bill mentions, where to put it.
Well, Nick certainly used a lot of fine judgment on that push, pushing to a place on the table where Strickland can't even hit the one. I'm certainly sure Strickland's going to pass it back to Nick. Well, as I thought, Strickland didn't like the shot that was offered to him, so therefore he has the option to either accept the shot or pass it back to the player that pushed. He passed it back to Nick.
A lot of charity going on here. Varner working that gum as he always does. That's one of his characteristics. Ooh, and he almost makes it.
Well, he didn't really kick the ball adequately enough to put Strickland in trouble. Now Strickland comes to the table with an excellent opportunity. He used obviously good judgment in passing the shot. Two ball at the other side of the table, near the upper left-hand corner. This is a big game for Earl. It'll put him on the hill.
Just come down and play the 9. You got a shot. Just play the 9.
Looks like he's going to play position for the short rack 3-9 combination.
Not the best angle in the world.
Strickland won the World 9-Ball Championships last year in Bergheim, Germany. Has been Player of the Year 4 times. And he has had that intense look all week. Has never been in danger of losing a match at all.
Well, that was a very difficult combination, and he wasn't able to come up with it. N.Varner now steps to the table with an opportunity to capture this game. Now, if you notice, he narrowly missed the combination. It wasn't a very easy combination by any means. Okay, the 5 ball will be the next ball we'll need to shoot. Playing position for the 5, which is down the other end of the table. He's walking around the table. It obviously doesn't like the angle that he has on the 4. 5 ball is underneath his bridge hand. He's going to have to probably try to create some type of an angle on this shot. And in trying to create an angle off of the 4, he missed pocketed the 4. But if you notice, when the 2 ball went behind the 7, it doesn't appear that Strickland's really happy about the result.
As if he meant to do that.
I don't see nothing funny.
Okay, Varner's come up with an awkward angle on the 4. Looks like he's going to have to create one. He's going to have to sacrifice the accuracy of the shot to create the angle, and it looks like he just wasn't able to do it.
And Earl has next to nothing to shoot out here. He doesn't like at all what he's been left with.
Look at this shot!
Well, there was plenty of reason for Earl to be so excited. I mean, to make a shot like that is really an incredible shot.
Right.
Just like a hole-in-one in golf. You know you want to get a hole-in-one, but you don't figure to get it. Unbelievable.
The 4 ball down the table kisses the 9, and Earl Strickland has the game.
It was a dream shot. The perfect shot.
Lady Luck on his side. Earl Strickland a game away from the championship. A brief pause in the action, and Mike Massey shows us a little trick shot.
Okay, we're playing 8-ball. My opponent had the stripes. He cleans the table, gets bad position for the 8-ball. So he rolls the cue ball up here like this, and he tries to play a safety on me. So what I'm going to try to do is pocket the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and play shape for the 8-ball all in the same shot. There we go. Now, thank you. My opponent knew if I made that shot, I can make this one. He just gave me the 8-ball. Fun, ain't it?
Game 13. This will be Strickland's last opportunity to break the balls. He knows it. Varner sitting sedately in his chair, patiently waiting for an opening that may never come.
Hold it.
And he's come up with a shot. Looks bad for Nick. Well, you can pocket the 1 in the upper right-hand corner. The 2-ball sits on the same cushion. There may be a problem with the 3-7. The 3 will not pass the 7 into the lower right-hand corner pocket.
Oh, that was, he hit it hard enough.
I'm not quite sure if he likes the angle that he has on the 2. He only has 1 pocket to play position 4 on the 3, and that's the lower left, unless he elects to play the combination, which I don't think he likes.
All the way down.
Looks like he wants to come down table playing position for the 3 in either the upper right or the side pocket.
That's too hard.
He's not going to like it.
Well, there hadn't been many safeties in this game, but you're getting ready to see one. And I didn't even execute it.
Okay, Earl played his safety on that shot, but it didn't look like he did a very good job of it. He wanted to place the cue ball where the arrow is, behind the 4.
I play bad on this guy every time I play him.
But he wasn't able to do
Never
it.
play good on him.
I guess it was kind of a carryover because he fell out of line on the 3 and he allowed that to distract him. This is a big shot for Nick. Center pocket. Seems to be the crucial shot of this rack. Should play the 6 in the upper left-hand corner, position for the 7 in the lower right-hand corner pocket. I don't foresee any problems for the remainder of the rack. The 8's in front of the lower left-hand corner, the 9 cross table.
And the 43-year-old from Owensboro, Kentucky, stays alive in this World Championships of 9-ball pocket billiards. N.Varner made the break, but he sank the cue ball along with 3 others, and now E.Strickland has ball in hand above the head string and has played a safety.
He's played an excellent safety, Ken. Nick steps to the table now without a shot. But something good could come of this shot. If Nick kicks off the bottom cushion, comes down table, hits the left-hand side of the 1, the 1 will depart to the right, the cue ball will then stay to the left. He could come out of this in pretty good shape. And he does.
Good shot, Nick.
And there you heard in the background E.Strickland saying, "Good shot, Nick." These two have played, by the way, 16
It was a great
times.
shot.
And it is 8 apiece. E.Strickland still 1 game away from the World Championship.
Now Earl wanted to send the 1 ball off the table a little farther than that. Unfortunately, it didn't get up the table any further than it did.
That was too good.
Varner now steps to the table with a long testy shot on the 1. It looks like the 2-5, which is on the lower left-hand part of the table, seemed to be kind of like straight in the corner pocket. There's a chance that he can make the 2-5 combination. But first, he has to make the 1. Okay, I'm certainly sure he's glad that shot's over with. Now, making the 2-5 combination doesn't seem to be much of a problem, but controlling the 2 ball is a problem. At 3 pockets, a 2-5 combination, controlling the object ball, being the 2 ball, that's the problem. You must end up with some type of a shot on the 2 at 3 pockets the combination. How well did he control the object ball? I can't tell. When he's at the table, looking at the shot, then we'll be able to tell a little bit better exactly what type of a shot he has. Earl was kind of surprised to see him shoot that shot in that fashion. He doesn't have a shot. It looks like he's going to have to bank it. A lot of pressure out there right now. Oh, he was able to bank it. Notice how closely the 2 ball is to the 3 ball. Another problem. And on the other side of the table, the 4 and the 9 are very close together. He doesn't have a pocket to pocket the 4 in. He has a difficult shot on the 3. Not only does he have to pocket the 3, but he's going to have to do something with the 4-9. On this particular shot, he's going to either have to go into the 4 or the 9 with the cue ball. And from that point, there's the 4. He's going to have to go in. Now, the 6 is at the other end of the table. After playing position on the 4, he has to get back down table for position on the 6. So he has a lot of work ahead of him.
Throughout this competition, the table has played out not to N.Varner's liking. Strickland has had the favorable breaks.
Great shot. Nick was able to pocket the difficult shot on the 3, running into the 9, and fortunately has ended up with a cross-side bank on the 4. The 6 ball at the other end of the table. He still must play position on the 6 if he expects to get out this rack, and doing that isn't going to be easy. Now he's going to bank the 4 cross-side. The cue ball then will go 3 cushions, hitting the side cushion, bottom cushion, and then the side cushion again, going up toward the 6. And narrowly missing the side pocket.
absolutely delectable. As we mentioned at the top of the show, N.Varner composed. If he can get it close, he will continue to improve. He claims that the closer it gets, the better he likes it. He needs to get this table now. Bear in mind, Varner has 5 games. Earl Strickland has 8. Well, a routine final shot, but nothing routine about that game for N.Varner. The pressure all on him. Earl Strickland still 1 game away from the World Championship.
Varner 6.
N.Varner has compared himself to Jack Nicklaus in his ability to manage his game. And now, as he sinks a ball in the break, he must manage the cue ball.
Okay, he has a shot on the 1. The 2 ball is near the left-hand side pocket. Earl seems like he's, for the first time in the match, in imminent danger of losing the match. He really doesn't like that at all.
And this is what we suggested at the top of the match. What would happen when it got close? How would the personalities begin to come into play? Varner, the more composed, less vocal, quiet, very much like a stone-faced poker player. Earl Strickland, never any doubt about what he's feeling. Always wears his emotions on his face.
And that's one of the main reasons why N.Varner is able to come back consistently, because of his unexcitable temperament at the table. Now he has a shot on the 3 in the lower right-hand corner. He needs to come off the side cushion, which he does. Position for the 5 should be in the same pocket.
Can he run this table from here, Bill?
I don't see any problems from this point on. He'll pocket the 5 in the lower right-hand corner, hitting the side cushion. If he's able to pocket the 6 and obtain the correct shot or angle on the 8, this rack should be history.
And the table goes to N.Varner, the #1 player in the world, but Earl Strickland still a game away.
Strickland.
Before we begin the 16th game, Buddy Hall has an inside tip for us.
Okay, here we have a situation to where we come to the table and we're hooked. We have, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to kick behind the 7, making the 7 in this side, and if we miss the 7, then we should have our opponent hooked behind the 8. So this is the way we'll do it. And that's how you do it.
You saw what happened when he pocketed the 7. This is what happens when he misses the 7. Notice the result. It's a cue ball behind the 8. That's exactly what he wanted to have happen.
And what N.Varner would like to have happen now is pocket the 9 ball off the break. Earl Strickland is up 8-7, but N.Varner on the comeback now. And yeah, Earl, my hands are a little bit clammy too.
Nick's played brilliantly in 2 games, 13, 14, and 15. It looks like it's very, very even match at this point. That was a gutty shot there. He kicked indirectly into the cushion, pocketing the one in the lower right-hand corner, knowing that he was going to end up with this type of a shot on the 2. It's a very long, tough shot on the 2. Notice the position of the cue ball in the jog of the upper right-hand corner pocket. You know, he has a choice here. He can kick him back at the 2, sending the 2 up table, and play a safety. But at this time, I don't think he's thinking about playing safe. Looks like he's going after the juggler here.
And how tough is it playing from the rail behind the pocket?
Very tough.
And it won't drop.
You know, I thought that he made that ball when he hit it. It looked like he hit it well enough for it to go, but unfortunately, the ball didn't drop. The cue ball just hanging, and I don't know what's keeping it up. This is the game that Strickland needs to win the title. And that was one of the most difficult shots you could see. Long, straight in, has to hit the 2 ball squarely, drawing the cue ball back toward the 4. Now this shot coming up is difficult also. He's got a small area to get the cue ball in for 4 position on the 5.
Oh, no, I snookered myself. No, it didn't. Hold it. I do not believe that guy did that. In the middle of my shot, he hit me with a flash.
Well, I saw the flash go off. It didn't distract Earl to the point where he missed the ball, but he's got an awkward angle on the 7. And as I expected, he had to stop the cue ball dead for position on the 8, Roth's side. Yes! Well, pocketing the 8 was game ball for him. He knew it, and he raised his hand and gets it.
Great match, great match.
And now the flashes crank up, and justifiably so. Earl Strickland, the winner, 9-7 over a game, but on this day, overmatched N.Varner. And yes, give yourself a round of applause, Earl Strickland. The defending champion goes on to win the 1990 World 9-Ball Championship. Congratulatory hug. And for the first time, the contended side. And with shots like this in Game 12, a miraculous 4-9 combination that gave Earl Strickland that game and set him on a roll that carried him throughout the rest of the day. And right now, he's with Kevin Cusick.
A week long of competition. You played one intense match after another, and tonight was no different.
Yes, Nick's a very good player, and we had a tough match, and I got very fortunate to win that match.
At what point in what game did you think you had him?
Well, when I got 8-4, I figured I had him, but I kept coming up with a combination off the break, and that kept him alive, I think.
You showed a lot of excitement throughout the week. You like to get your emotions going, to say the least. Was there any time that you felt oversight?
No, this is a game of excitement, and that's what carries me through the wins.
Late in the match, someone took a snapshot, seemed to bother you a little bit there, seemed a little bit unfair, almost like they were rooting for the other fella.
Well, I know everybody wants to get pictures, but let's wait until the event's over and for flash photography, because it's very distracting.
How about now? What's going through your mind?
I feel great, and I feel as good as I can feel. I defended my title. I represented my country. There's no better feeling than this in the world, believe me.
Earl, congratulations.
I'd like to say hello to the people back in Greensboro, where I reside, and hello to everybody in Roseboro, where I come from. And Stan Smith down in Hilton Head. Reggie Bray, you guys get them golf clubs out because I'm coming.
Okay. He's from North Carolina, and he's now the world 9-ball champion. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Tee it up, boys. I'm coming home. And for N.Varner, it was this kind of day. On that 2-ball in the last game would have kept him alive. It didn't fall. And right now, Kevin Cusick is with him.
Nick, you played competitive right to the very end.
Yeah, the match, it was kind of, Earl got a big jump on me there. He had me 8-4. But I tell you what, when I was shooting the 2-ball, I thought he was mine. I mean, I really thought I thought if I could just make that 2, it looked like that was like the winning shot that game. And 8-8 with me breaking, I knew I was in the match. And but you know, Earl, he started out and played real good, got a good lead, and you know, he played real good.
He's been loud and somewhat boisterous all week. Did that bother you at all when he started getting a little over anxious here?
No, it doesn't bother me. You know, I don't really care what he does.
It seemed to have the momentum going in his favor, and he seems to really play on that. You seem to be steady as a rock after that, though.
Yeah, I made a real good out that one rack. I had to cut the 3 way down in the corner, bank the 4, and that was a real tough out, and I got out that game and stuff, and I really started feeling like I could win that match. You know, I was starting to pull up 8-6 and then 8-7, and you know, I just when I was shooting at that 2, I could have played a safe on the 2 or the 1, but I liked the opportunity of they both looked easy to me, so I had to go for them.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you, Kevin. Oh, for the whisper of a 2-ball. But there is your